Russia has once again replaced its military commander in Ukraine, and that too barely 3 months after he was appointed. The move comes after a series of battlefield setbacks for Moscow. Top military officer Valery Gerasimov, who is the chief of the General Staff, will now be the new commander of the unified group of forces in Ukraine. He will replace Sergei Surovikin, who had been nicknamed as General Armageddon in the military circles. Now, he has overseen recent brutal attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure. The military shake-up effectively demotes General Sergei Surovikin, who will now become Gerasimov's deputy and work alongside 2 other generals. The Russian Defense Ministry says that the changes are designed to increase the effectiveness of managing the military operations in Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry in a statement said that the increase in the level of leadership of the special military operation is connected with the expansion in the scale of tasks, the need to organize closer contact between different branches of the armed forces, and further improve the quality and effectiveness of the management of the Russian forces. According to reports, General Gerasimov is said to have conceived the Gerasimov Doctrine, which combines the military, technological, information, diplomatic and various other tactics to achieve goals.
Вначале обсудим ход. В страну уже доставлено более 28 тысяч тонн военных грузов. По имеющимся данным, правильность определения военно-политическим руководством страны, Российская Федерация остается надежным гарантом безопасности своих граждан.
For more on this, we have with us Lieutenant Colonel L. Davis, who is a senior fellow and military expert for defense priorities, to share his views. Welcome to the broadcast, Colonel.
Thanks for having me.
I want to first start by asking you, how do you assess the latest military shakeup and what kind of message is the Kremlin trying to convey?
Well, it's really going to depend on what's really going on behind the scenes. As I've certainly seen all across Western media, especially in the United States, there's all different kinds of assumptions, guesses, and innuendo that he was demoted, that Surovikin wasn't doing his job good, that Putin didn't like it, that actually there's inner politics going on that's causing rifts between the senior leaders. All that speculation. We don't really know. What we do know so far is that actually just recently, just within the last couple of hours, additional Russian reports have explained that the reason Gerasimov was put in the top is because he has complete authority over the entire security apparatus and can give direct commands to all the different branches without having to coordinate with anywhere, whereas Surovikin before still had to go through a bureaucracy to get things done. As it's explained right now, the 3 deputies, one of the ground forces commander is going to be in charge of training the force. The deputy, the general staff, he's going to be in charge of making plans and then more offensive operations. And then Surovikin is still going to be in charge of the actual fighting in Ukraine. So in a sense, he was not actually exchanged at all. He's still going to be in charge of the fighting, but now that other people are in charge of other things. And we'll see if that actually makes things better or not, or if there really was some office intrigue. We just don't know. But right now, the forces in Russia are making some progress, and that part is really pretty clear.
Right, like you mentioned, why the reshuffle happened. I want to ask you that do you think Putin's tactic of changing generals will be able to fix Russia's military performance in Ukraine as of now?
Well, at least as it appears right now, this change is more a bureaucratic issue at the top to make things more efficient and smooth in their operations, because it truly does appear that they're expanding this, especially if they do come through with a winter offensive as is being expected. This makes it easier to command and control. It doesn't really change anything on the ground, especially if Surovikin still maintains tactical control of those forces. So that really doesn't seem to change anything. As in the past, when some of the previous commanders were changed, it was after they had made some really bad tactical errors and were replaced for failures. So far, Surovikin has made really no big moves other than to withdraw from Kherson, which actually shored up their southern front. So I think everything comes down to what happens probably in the next few weeks or maybe a month or two in the winter offensive for Russia. That's what we'll know.
But my last question to you. Now, General Surovikin, the man who previously held this role, was widely known as General Armageddon in the military circle. Do you think that his replacement is an indication that the Kremlin was dissatisfied with his work in Ukraine?
Well, again, we have to wait and see how things play out. But at least what Russia is saying is that there really is no change. So Surovikin, whether he's Armageddon or not, is going to continue to be the commander of the forces on the ground in Ukraine. And Gerasimov will only give top-level command and, tell the generals what to do, and then they'll take their part from there. But the fighting on the ground, really, according to what Russia is saying, has not changed.
Right. Thank you, Colonel, for joining us on WION this hour and sharing your insights with us. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.